couldn't resist. Hey, this is John Bollinger with Premier Guitar. Today we're looking at the brand new revamp of the Peavey Classic 20. I'll tell you all about this very cool new piece of gear after you take a second to subscribe below. That way we can keep you up to date on all the cool new gear that's out there. So the Classic 20, it's been out for a while. In fact, like 15 years ago, I was the band leader on a TV show called Nashville Star, and I actually used two of these live on this show, and they sounded killer every night. And I love those amps. They served me well over the years until they eventually kind of blew up in a bar thing. But that's that's another story. I won't get into it here. It was bad power in a crappy club. But the amps were great. But this revamp, I swear is better. I think they've made some huge improvements, and we're going to get into those right now. So this 20-watt amp has a lot of great features that it didn't have back in the day when I was using it. But some of the things are consistent. First of all, it's an all-tube design. There are two EL84 power tubes, three 12AX7s, and then one ECC83 preamp tube. Like the original, there's two channels sharing the same EQ. They also share an effects loop, which I'm utilizing right now. I've got a delay going through that, and we'll kind of get into that later on. But what I love about having effects loops, if you're using a delay and you're using different channel switching, the delay doesn't play nice with the channel switching if it's in front. For example, here we go. I've got a delay on the ground right now, and in front of it, this is my Keeley delay in front. Nice, right? Same setting, overdrive. So you can see it just kind of gets it a little unruly. It's way more than you need. It's never quite it doesn't react the same way. But the effects loop, which I'll show you right now, I've got this delay in the effects loop. Channel switch. Let's see, what else? Okay, I think the biggest change for me is there's a attenuator on back. And with the flip of a switch, you can go from 20 watts to a mere 5, and that's where we are right now, because I don't want to torture cameraman Perry with that really 20 watts just blowing. And then you can bring it all the way down to 1, which, you know, last night when I was pre-recording this track, you know, my kids trying to sleep, etc., etc. So I just put it at 1 watt, and it did not. I thought it sounded great, and it didn't torture everybody in the house. So I love the attenuator. That's great. Okay, another huge upgrade on this amp is they've integrated what they call the microphone simulated direct interface, and this can be accessed either with an XLR or a USB going directly into your computer. So if you're recording, run the USB directly in, clean signal, sounds like a mic'd speaker. And, or as we're doing right now with the XLR, it's a great interface. And what I like about it, they've also got a switch next to it which will kill your speaker tone. So you'll be able to get a straight direct sound that sounds like a mic speaker, but no speaker. So if you're recording, totally quiet environment, it's just going there. Or say you're on stage, it's too much for the singer, they can run it direct out of there, and it's not going to be blaring on stage. It can just come up through your monitor or in-ears or whatever. There's a million scenarios where this can be utilized, and it's just a great feature. So let's listen to a little bit right now. This is direct. As you can tell, very authentic mic speaker tone right there. So for the rest of this, we're just going to be going with this Shure 57, and that's going into an Apollo and going in Pro Tools and out to you all. Other gear, just to tell you what I'm using, I've got this is my 52 Les Paul, highly modified, and I'll play a Telecaster too, so you can hear what it does with that. I've got a Joshua delay from MXR. It's going through the effects loop. And on the ground, I've really got just a volume pedal, but I've also got a Keeley overdrive, so you can see how it takes pedals, which, what the hell, let's do that right now. So we've heard the channel switching. And let's just experiment with this a little bit. I'm not a high gain guy, but this thing gets pretty nasty. Right here we're at, I guess the post is about 3.5 and pre is about 3.5. So let's try that. That's about as dirty as I need to get. And if we really go up there, then we can go to a real subtle. I think where I tend to use it is just a little bit of sting to it. I think for a combo switching channels, I like both the channels. Sometimes you can have an amp with 4 different channels and only one is listenable. I think these are both very, very practical, usable channels. Now let me go put on a Telecaster so you can hear what that sounds like, and we'll try a few other tricks. Okay, so now I'm on my Cryotone T-Style, and this is just straight in. Add a little bit of delay, because why not? Now add a little bit of compression, because why not? Sounds great. Let's go through the dirty channel. See, to me, that's that whole Mississippi Marshall tone. Peavey's got a thing like that. This classic stuff has its own thing. They've also upgraded the speaker. This is a 16 ohm Peavey Sheffield 1230 Plus. And man, I think it sounds killer. Sounds great, dirty. Here's what it sounds like taking pedals. Get some real dirt on there. And the final little treat, it's got reverb. Everything from the subtle to the dreamy wet. On top of all that, foot switch lets you change channels, etc. It really ticks all the boxes. So what a great working musician bit of gear. It's light enough to carry to the gig, and it's loud enough to drown out a drummer if you need to. Kind of kicks all the bells and whistles. Good on you, Peavey. To read the full written review, go to premierguitar.com. While you're online, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, all our Instagram, Twitter, that stuff. Subscribe to the magazine, have it sent right to your house. This is John Bollinger. Till next time.